Well, here's where I'm at. Got the inner door panel out of the vehicle, treated the back with damping material for now. It's not completely done. These are window rivet spots, so I have a little noise separation. So when I put my bolts back in, they won't be rattling against this. So, see, I got stuff for the speaker. I'll talk about that in a second. That's cut out only because that's where the door popper mounts to this frame. I don't have the door handle cut out yet. I'll do that when I put it back in. But all the edge has treatment on it. That is to keep it from rattling against the sheet metal of the door. So flip it over and we'll talk about the everything else. So I don't know if you guys noticed at all in any of the videos, there was like a bunch of little screw holes here. I sanded down all the high spots, put a layer of paint on it, heat gunned it, let it sit, absorb it. I haven't figured out how to mount the door popper because obviously this isn't back in. So that's got to be figured out. I'll need a bracket somewhere from here to here or across, something like that. And I'll have to strip off a little area for grounding. So let's talk about the speaker scenario. Because I want to do a mid and tweeter up in the A pillar, I'm not going to do it right now, obviously. All I'm going to do is a pair of recoil Pro Audio with this coax with a super tweeter built in the middle. I've got half-inch plastic coming, so I gotta make my own speaker ring mount for it. Got the stuff that's I'll put links in. It's sandable and cuttable just like you would a piece of wood. So obviously it's not here yet. I got another week before it shows up, so I'm waiting on that. I am going to do a quick disconnect speaker wiring. That's why I don't have any of the clips back in. Did order new white plastic clips for the door panel. The speakers, that the plastic mounts, the brass inserts. I've got nut inserts I can put through the back if I hit like one down here or something, or I might do a brass nut fitting on the bottom of the speaker mount and come through the back end here. Haven't quite figured that out. Of course, I don't have it yet. Speaker wire, 12 gauge sky high OSC speaker wire. Got 100 foot of that. So that's what I'll just have for just generic sound. I did not want to cut into the plastic tweeter that's located by the door switch, and it wouldn't cut into the plastic yet. So I'm not going to run a tweeter down there, so I figured I'll just do the Pro Audio here for just some type of volume, nothing special. And then once everything gets kind of figured out, I'll put the clips in or wherever the wires need to go and whatnot. This is the opening for the power windows, locks, all that good stuff. But everything's got treatment on it. Not down here yet because we're still waiting to figure out this. But all the little bits and pieces are coming within the next week. So that's kind of where we're at with this side of the treatment. And then I'll show you I'll tell you what's going to be coming next. So I dug the door panel out. It was actually in the back of it, but we just got like 15 inches of snow. So even though the airport said only 10 and a half, I got 15 in my front yard out of my kneecap. We'll pull these off. These are actually wood grain. In the rear, when I was pulling out the sub box and stuff, one of those videos, you could see the style wood grain. So these are coming off regardless. They don't fit that nicely from vibrations. The screws that come in behind them are kind of worn out. So that's coming off. I can see the metal grill back here, so it should just be a couple of little pinholes from where the screws are going through. That's about it. Some supplies came in. So that's the biggest problem, is I have 3 inches here, and these tires only have about 2.5 inches before the glass. So that's what the 1/2 inch plastic is for. Expanded PVC. Then this will go that to get the seal to the door panel itself, get it nice and sealed up. Obviously this fits, technically it fits, but the depth is the issue. So that's why I needed the plastic. So we'll start working on that. And then the other thing I want to do is explain what the other issue I'm having. So this was cut open to allow more sound through, which is great, but how do I fill it? I could take the grill that comes with the speaker and put it on the outside. I'm not really a big fan of that look. That would definitely be the easiest. But then you put holes. I don't know if those would... That's the screw hole for that piece of wood that was painted on there. I guess the hole, it doesn't matter as much. So I could do that. You can see it's off-centered, but doesn't matter. The other option would be put it up here, trim this a little bit, relief the back so it sits flush, but let's be honest, it ain't gonna matter. I don't know if I have enough bite, so I guess I could only use 2 possibly, something like that. Now from the other side, so here's the issue. The factory has this metal grill. You can see what they cut, what's left. It goes in before this blue panel gets heated up. So that's the issue. So if I were to come in here and cut, they get this, and this, and then one up here off. What it doesn't do is allow me to get this out, and it's going to slide. I do have enough space here to do like that. So I have to get this stuff out, which I'm not sure, and get another piece of, I'm going to order some stainless steel mesh. But how do I finish it out? How do I get it in there? I mean, in theory, you could cut all this off, cut these off, but then this is going to rattle more. They have more flex in it once you get rid of these plastic welds. So I'm trying to figure out how to get a metal grill in here that's painted black, or trying to find a color close to this, because I think stock they're kind of, the gray interiors would be a gray grill and so forth. So that's what we got to figure out. Okay, so we got a grill kind of figured out, mostly figured out. Probably only need to do like anchored here, up there, something like that. You kind of get the idea. I'm not sure which one I'll cut off and whatnot. So I got some material, not exactly what I wanted. First of all, number one problem is way too thick. Is to bend that and get a clean edge, not going to work. So I'll get the micrometers, measure this, and go half that. I don't like that design. It didn't look like that as far as the grouping. I thought they were tighter and smaller, but so that's that side of that. I'll return those, order more, and see if we can get that figured out. Got some CCF, closed cell foam, to go around the window switch, the brake light, or any other small pieces like that, or not the brake light, the reflector. And then I got a little bit thicker stuff like this to go here where these clips go on any spots that I feel like this is going to potentially rub on. Probably on some of these bigger gaps like here and down in here and behind here. I will use a little bit of spray foam just to add some rigidity to it. I'm sure everybody's gonna be like, oh, you can't do that, blah blah blah. You know what? It's my vehicle. I'm gonna do what I want. And then on the places I'm not spray foaming, I will come in and add in butyl rope. That's why I'm going to do the spray foam. I'm not going to be able to fill in behind here, or like that gap there. That's a pretty good pocket right there. This probably doesn't matter as much, but I'm going to be wasting it. Like what I mean is behind here, behind the handle. But I'm going to be wasting spray foam anyway, so what the heck? I can just trim off. I can just tape off out here and then just trim out whatever. So not a big deal. And then and then after that's figured out, get some new material in, get that figured out, and then we'll treat the back of this door. So let's see here. Today's gonna be, I think, 10 degrees, 12 degrees, 0 at night. Got a couple more days of that in middle of January, and then we should most likely hover around 30 or so degrees. So we'll keep chipping away at it, and by February we should be back in action and working on the door wiring and putting the window back in and all that good stuff, and putting this door back together with speaker in it and everything finalized. So that's where we're at.